Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Vertex eSports, and welcome to the Vertex Mixed Bag World Cup. We're here once again with round 2 of this phenomenal and very enjoyable championship. Iowa Rallycross cars. Don't need to say much more, really, do we? It's going to be a very, very fun evening. As you can see, it's quite overcast at the moment, so temperatures aren't going to be too much to worry about. Obviously, the races here aren't too long either. Apologies for any mic clipping there. I just realised that my volumes were a lot higher than planned on that original intro. My name is Chaz Draycott, and I'm not a complete technophobe, I promise. But it's my absolute pleasure to bring you this next round of the championship. The guys are just out in practice at the moment with just a few minutes to go. You can see some of them just leaving now. We've got a good mix of cars out there as well this evening. Obviously 3 different cars that you can choose on iRacing. That is Ben Kriener, just sat in the pits at the moment. Jason Glenn is in there as well. We'll try and get a better view on them, but no, clearly not. The cameras hate us. It's Aaron Smith for VRS Satellite Racing in the Beetle. We will show you the car logos as well on the left-hand side, so you can see what people are rocking. We've got 2 crazy Subaru drivers tonight, Pete Harrod and Justin Nyer, Pure Sims and Track Velocity Racing respectively. Bit of a kiss on the wall there for Aaron Smith, but look at these things. These things are so exciting to watch. Listen to them as well. Oh, never mind. Aaron's decided to give that one up. Look at Jason's just drifting this thing around. Reminds me of the good old Chaslington Touring Car Championship times. We do have 2 sessions of cars out there at the moment. Now that is Pete Harrod in a livery very similar to the one that he ran in the Chaslington Touring Car Championship. I actually think that is the one he ran in Chaslington Touring Car Championship. And he's covered up the logos and whacked a Pure Sim sticker on it. I love it. Absolutely love it. That's brilliant, that is. Great banter from Pete. Great stuff. Still running the white wheels that he ran back then as well. There's Kenny Mitchell in the Racing for Luby Cam E Motorsport machine. Looks great, does it, the number 4. Oh, flipping Exxon. That doesn't... That's not going to do the suspension any good. But it's Aaron Smith who is fastest at the moment. We'll go on board with Aaron just so you can see the madness that goes on board these cars. He's on the latter stages of the lap here, coming into the hairpin, maybe whipping the handbrake. No. It's all about being smooth in these cars, as it was in the Chaslington Touring Car Championship. They're on tarmac all the way. Look how close he gets to the wall there. Lets it whip wide. Gets a good run into here. Quick left, quick right. We're going to go over the jump now. Ready? Hold on. Whoa! Oh, he's properly launched that over there. Long left hairpin on the dirt. Again, listen to the smooth inputs on the throttle. Now this is a joker lap, so you go right, clip the tyre wall if you're Aaron, sideways, launch it. Wow. Amazing commitment here from Aaron Smith, of course, double and reigning Vertex Stock Car Cup champion. So everybody here at Vertex knows Aaron's pace and his capability. Identical times from Jason Glenn and Ben Kriener at the moment. Both doing a lap time of 37.09 to the 1000th. They are identical. Look at Aaron chucking this thing about there. The VW Beetle. Very potent car indeed. So the Joker lap takes a humongous chunk out of this. For anyone that doesn't know, Joker laps are common in Rallycross. I think they're actually part of the regulations, really. You have to take 1 Joker lap in your race. You can see the Joker goes over to the right there. Got a long drift from both of these guys around there. 2 of the Track Velocity Racing Fiestas. Number 48, Brian Crowles. Number 55, Jason Glenn. Mark Murphy is just there somewhere. He's hidden in there somewhere. Here comes Brian. Through the left, through the right, over the jump. They get some proper air over there. Aaron Smith going behind them there, sideways in the air. Here's Ben Kriener. Third fastest at the moment, still tied with Jason Glenn, but Volkswagen Beetle's looking like the car to be in at the moment. Justin Nair is currently 5th in the Track Velocity Racing Subaru. He is actually still just sat there. Pete Harrod in the pits as well. So we'll go back to... Oh, actually, here you go. Alex Sedgwick in the Vertex Simulators Volkswagen Beetle. It's Herbie, everybody. Alex running the very iconic colours and numbers. Very sideways as well. He's not driven these cars before, he said. So, well, he has, but he's not practiced in them for a very long time. I think Justin Nair has just popped into his car. No, he's not. He's still sat there just waiting. Alex also doing the same. But 25 seconds left of qualifying, practice, sorry. Then we get into qualifying. We'll have 2 heats and a feature. The good thing about having such a small grid tonight is that all of the drivers will get through into the feature race. So the heats will basically be what decides the grid for the feature. Kriener goes second fastest, improving his time to a 36.799. Oh, it was in the wall. In the wall hard went Aaron Smith. Ben pushing it. Look at the grip that thing has off the surface there as practice now comes to an end. The sim will tick over. And we'll get qualifying underway then. For the very first time here on Vertex eSports. We're going to be watching Rallycross racing. So there's Aaron Smith. There is Brian Crowles. We'll go on board with Brian on his outlap. They're doing lone qualifying, so they don't have to worry about the other cars on track. Look at the understeer, then suddenly grip. This isn't Brian's usual kettle of fish, this car. They usually have around 600 brake horsepower, these cars. They normally do about 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds, I believe it is. They are savagely fast things. With long, tall gearing, they'll do about 160 miles an hour. And they are just mind-blowing little cars. More potent than your normal rally cars, from what I know. Just in the way that they're short sprints. They sound fantastic. They're very raspy. I wouldn't mind running another championship of these things. Oh, Brian's definitely cut that corner there. He'll get a bit of a smack on the wrist. It's Justin Nair in the Track Velocity Racing machine. I think it's still... No, this is definitely one of his liveries. Look at that thing. Very shiny. I think it's a joint venture with the Next Level Racing guys as well. Oh, he's hit the inside wall there, unfortunately. Out of the final couple of corners he goes. See what the times look like at the moment, or at least we would if the overlay would show them us in the correct manner. Ben Kriener currently fastest, ahead of Aaron Smith, 10,000ths of a second between them. Harrod 1.7 seconds off, Justin Nair 1.4 off. But look at the cars getting mucky here. You will see that over the course of the races tonight. The cars do accumulate dirt. It looks absolutely phenomenal on them. Look at the acceleration. It's just savage. Savage acceleration in these things. Kenny Mitchell is back in the pit lane. So is Mark Murphy. Alex Sedgwick back out there. He's not put a lap in yet, actually. One of only 2 drivers, including Mark Murphy, that haven't put a time in. Takes it wide. Nice smooth entry to the corner. Chucks it in. Over the jump. Nice and stable. Where's Alex going to go on the board at the moment? 6th fastest. 38.09. 1.4 seconds almost off Ben Kriener. Aaron Smith 2nd fastest though. He's going to be pushing to get that pole position. That livery on that car looks absolutely stunning, doesn't it? Look how wide he goes there for the seconds. The last bit of a blip in and out of his internet there. Over the jump, you can see him braking just to keep it nice and smooth. Time in the air is time not spent accelerating. That's actually a Trackmania quote. He's gone and done a Joker lap. So I think that's his qualifying laps completed. And he's just practicing the Jokers now. Who have we got that isn't in the pits? Because it doesn't really tell you that much. It looks like everybody else. No, Alex is still out there. He's improved again, but only by a few tenths. As he now crawls through the Joker lap section. Aaron is just using up this time to practice that Joker lap. Look at the pace through there. It's a very important thing to get used to as well on a track like this, is the Joker lap. But great stuff from Ben Kriener to see him pull at the moment. Aaron slides it sideways, gets back on the power. Trust me, if you haven't driven these cars before on iRacing, do it. You know, the Beetle is free, so you can jump in that at least and rag it around some of the, even just the road courses. You know, it doesn't have to be the Rallycross tracks. Here's Kenny Mitchell back out there. The only car currently moving at the moment. Across the line he goes. On the handbrake a little bit there to try and get it rotated. It's not as simple as that. Which is a shame, because I wish it was. Oh, very sideways. Gets away from him. Sounds brilliant with the turbo whistle and the blow-off valve there. Bit of handbrake. Love that. Love that from Kenny Mitchell. You can see the fans in the back of it as well. Working away. Oh, big slide into there. Gets it chucked in. And that is, unfortunately for him, qualifying over and done with. So, the first heat of the night then will have Ben Kriener on pole position, Jason Glenn alongside him, with Alex Sedgwick and Justin Nair on row 2. Mark Murphy will join them as the 5th car in the race. So, you can hear turbos and things spluttering and whistling away. There's your grid. Kriener in the Black Beetle. Then Glenn alongside him. Sedgwick is hidden behind the tent next to us. Anyway, the first race of the night is underway. You can hear my spotter because I had him on the other night. And Ben Kriener's had a poor start, actually. Jason Glenn moves into the lead. Oh, Kriener's had contact. And he's off. Oh, and around goes Justin. No, it's not Justin Nair, is it? That's Mark Murphy who's gone around. It's Sedgwick and Glenn that lead the way at the moment. Oh, down the inside goes Sedgwick. Big send on Jason Glenn. He's tipped him around. Oh, no. That means Alex leads the way. Kriener sideways into the side of him. What a great recovery this is from Ben Kriener so far. It's not really doing any justice, is it? The the timing tower. Justin Nair's apparently done the fastest lap of the race. He's done his Joker, actually, that time round. As, oh, Sedgwick's gone a bit deep. Is there going to be contact? No, he just misses him. Now, Sedgwick goes through for his Joker. Just about makes it. Ben Kriener sits still in second place. Justin Nair's done his Joker, though. It's hard to track, actually, isn't it? Long, long lock-up from Justin Nair there. Now, it doesn't say that Ben Kriener has completed his Joker lap. Ah, that's because he hasn't. Sorry, it was Sedgwick, wasn't it, that did it? There you go, that'll be why. That was Justin Nair very sideways in the Subaru there. Now, if we show you the track map, just about where they're all split out at the moment, well, it doesn't want to come up. So there you go. Sedgwick's just had an issue, but he's got going again. Kriener has not yet completed his Joker lap. Justin Nair has just overtaken Alex Sedgwick. There you go. I think the timing's just figured itself out. Kriener is third. Still not doing a Joker lap, though. But don't forget, you gain time on the Joker lap. On some places, I believe, it slows you down, as in it's a longer route. Other places, it's shorter. He's got Jason Glenn behind him. Mark Murphy's quite a while off it, I'm afraid. And the number 58. Now, Jason's done his lap as Sedgwick and Nair, I think, have made a bit of contact there. As Sedgwick takes the lead. Oh, Nair, long, long way down the inside in the Subaru, but he's showing them he wants to make this car work. Ahead of tonight, they were saying it's not the car to be in. Nair says 9. He's not German, though. Now, keep your eye on Ben Kriener, because he is going to gain an absolute bucket load of time when he completes this Joker lap. I think he might do it on the last lap. But he's got the guys fighting in front of him. Oh, Naya steps on it a little bit early, loses ground. He's on the inside of Cedric, who's no stranger to these banked oval sections. Naya gets a bit of a lock-up. Where's Krina in all of this? 4.5 seconds back. We've got the white flag in the air then for Alex Cedric. Oh, he's sideways. He's lost it. Alex has lost it from the lead. Naya goes through. Gets a bit sideways as well. Krina. Oh, there's contact. Krina's over. No. Oh, and he's upside down. It was definitely going to be a win for Ben Krina. What has happened here? I've got to look at it now because otherwise it'll be gone. So Cedric goes off. Oh, and he clips the grass and it puts him completely sideways. Krina comes flying in. Oh, and he's done it on his own as Ben. I thought there might have been contact between the two of them. Come on. Justin Naira's already won. He's already finished. It says he's out of the race. I think he's already done it. Or is he? Jason Glenn takes the win. Jason Glenn takes the victory. Cedric second. What happened to Justin Nair? He's gone. Has he disconnected? Let's have a look. Yeah, he was already gone by this point. He's had to stop very suddenly either way, but yeah, we'll try and explain that another time. Heat 2 then, Aaron Smith, double reigning Vertex Stock Car Cup champion with Brian Krause alongside him, then Pete Harrod and Kenny Mitchell. This is an absolute all-star grid if you ask me. Big fan of all these boys. Some absolute top lads. Let's see what they can do then. Aaron Smith starts from pole. Ready to pounce off the line.
Green flag, green flag.
And as you can hear from the spotter, they're away. Kenny Mitchell, big delay in his launch. Pete Harrod down the inside in the CQ Pure Sims machine. He'll get that. Now look at that. Brian gets a smaller jump, puts it down the inside. Got quite a bit of stuttering going on here. I'm really sorry about that. Look at all the dust, though, and look at Kenny Mitchell. Ends up cutting the corner. Not sure what he'll have to do. Oh, he's pushed it in a bit hard there. These cars really do give you that false sense of grip. And why is Aaron Smith pulled over? Aaron Smith had a moment there. Not sure what happened to Aaron. Is he just letting them back in front so it's more of a race or what? Very sideways there. Oh, Pete Harrod's had an issue, I'm afraid. Oh, Aaron nearly makes contact with Kenny. Oh, Pete's had a proper issue. Let's have a check of this. Oh, he's not going to get biffed, is he? Because... oh, no. Into the side of Kenny, and then he does get hit by Aaron. Oh, Pete. Well, Kenny Mitchell leads the race, but I refuse to believe that because it's Brian Krause that leads the race. It really does take this time and a bit of time to work this out. Brian leading the way, though. Lovely stuff. Pete Harrod apparently now leading the race. That's not right. Kenny Mitchell. Oh, and Aaron Smith jumping over the curbs as well. There we go. When everyone crosses a line, it sorts itself out. Aaron Smith chasing down Kenny Mitchell. No Joker laps complete yet. Kenny gets a big drift on, but look at that. The traction there from Aaron by just keeping it down low and keeping it smooth. Superior. Kenny's gone for a big old drift. Doesn't help him out, though. And he's back into third place. Now, Krause. Is he going to do his Joker lap? He's not. Is Aaron Smith? No. Is Kenny Mitchell? No. Pete Harrod hasn't done his yet either. He's still struggling to get that Subaru around. I love how he's scratched out the logo on the plate as well. That used to have the team logo on it. It's brilliant because it looks like it's genuinely been scratched off. I love it, Pete. Absolutely love it. There is top banter behind that. If you see the original livery, I'll show you all at some point. But yeah, oh, that's absolutely top banter. I love it. So this is your lead battle, and Aaron Smith all over the back of Brian Crowles. Kenny Mitchell has still not done his Joker lap. Pete's starting to catch him up a little bit though. So this is what we need to keep our eyes on. And where is Aaron Smith? There he is, lower down. Goes up to the high side. Hard onto the brakes. Need to be careful not to overdo it on the brakes because the car rotates so quickly when you lose it. We're on to the final lap now, so everybody needs to do their Joker laps this time round. Now this is intriguing because it means that none of these boys are going to lose any time to each other, and it may finish similar to this. Or have they forgotten? Have they completely forgotten that you have to do your Joker laps? Kenny Mitchell doesn't do it. Pete Harrod doesn't do it either. No Joker laps. Surely these boys have... Surely there's something wrong here. Either way, Brian Crowles is going to come through the final corner. He's going to go over the jump, and he's going to take the win in Heat 2, but they're all going to be disqualified because nobody did a Joker lap. Oh, Pete Harrod looking down the inside of Kenny Mitchell. Can he get the cutback? Over the jump he goes. Nothing doing there. And two more drivers disqualified from the race. Oh, boys. Well, we have a quick warm-up session then before everything else goes on. We'll quickly run over your results from the individual heats then. So the first one, Jason Glenn took the win from Alex Sedgwick. 4 seconds almost between those guys. Then it was Mark Murphy and Justin Nair. But Ben Kriener also 1 lap down after rolling it over at the start. Heat 2. Brian Crowles taking the win in that one from Aaron Smith. Only half a second in it between those guys, and then a mere 1/10 of a second between Kenny Mitchell and Pete Harrod. I still don't understand how any of those boys managed to finish that race there, because it didn't look to me like they did a Joker lap at all. Either way, must have been done. Well, we've got them back out on track now, just for a bit of warm-up. As Kenny Mitchell gives the wall a bit of a kiss. Aaron's gone off. Brian Crowles goes through sideways as well. Oh, smacks the curb. That can completely break these cars, you know. We'll go on board with the boss man, Alex Sedgwick. Look how long the drift is around here. And the amount of steering input as well. The cars just float around. They've got this very strange behaviour. Great acceleration though, isn't it? It's intoxicating when you actually drive them. They are so much fun. Oh, big sideways moment there for Ben Kriener. Oh, it looks like Justin Nair's just had a moment. Mark Murphy in the Gas Monkey car. Turn 4 Motorsport. Doesn't seem too used to how these cars behave, but as I've said, it's very difficult to get used to. I'm just so intrigued by that last race where nobody did a Joker. That sort of blew my mind a little bit. I'm actually going to ask in the chat if anybody did. Either way, we hope you're enjoying the show so far here on Vertex eSports. Do let us know who you think has got this in the bag for the final race of the night. We'll be having the feature race in about 2 minutes' time. Marcus Trofimov as well in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Just seen you on the Facebook stream. I hope you're well, mate. I hope you're well indeed. I tried to get another win for Silverstone Composites on the weekend, but unfortunately it was only a podium, but it's my worst result of the season so far, so I'll take that. Craig Schill in the chat. Good to see you, mate. I'm a bit gutted you missed out on the Chaslington Touring Car Championship, which was the first series I ran with my brand. We had these cars on road circuits, short road courses, and they were absolute hilarity. We did it in a BTCC style, BTCC style race meeting as well, with a sprint and a feature with pit stops and old BTCC number boards. It was just absolutely brilliant. A hell of a lot of fun. They are all on my channel. Oh, hello. Brian Crowell's having a right nightmare there. But yeah, they're all on my YouTube channel, on the Chaz Draycott. We have what's bound to be a crazy feature race coming up. Don't forget the Joker laps, boys. I'm sure none of them had a Joker lap last time round. Sideways goes Brian Crowell's there. Oh, the session bugged, so there's no Jokers. Oh, heck. That's fantastic. Some of the boys in the... it's actually Aaron Smith as well in the Discord saying they weren't supposed to take Jokers, not in the heats. So I'm wondering whether some of the guys that took Jokers in that first heat, that's why they had an issue. Andy Fox in the chat making a good point. I've put on one of my posts that it's the first time commentating in Rallycross in forever, but we actually took the Jetters Rallycrossing in the British Boring Car Championship Christmas party. Either way, Jason Glenn on pole ahead of the rabble. There's your grid for the final race of the night. Watch out for Ben Kriener coming through from the back of the field. Alex Sedgwick third and Aaron Smith fourth. That's a very intriguing second row of the grid. But the feature race in the Vertex Mixed Bag World Cup from Iowa is... Green, green, green. Green, green, green indeed. They're away. Ignore the timing for a little bit, because it's going to be a bit wrong. Look at the whole field just piling into turn one. Oh, Justin Nyers had a bit of a touch. He's gone sideways, and at the front, Ben Kriener and Alex Sedgwick are managing to make their way through. Although, actually, no, Alex has had a nightmare. Alex is off. I didn't see him through all the dust cloud. Nobody taking their Joker laps yet. I don't know if they're supposed to. Bit of contact there. Harrod. Oh, Kriener's around. Kriener's off. He's got damage. He's got to get going again. There goes Alex Sedgwick going past him. But it's Brian Crowell and Jason Glenn up at the front at the moment. Oh, Brian's hit the wall. And through goes Aaron Smith. Look at that. Smith just sneaking through down the inside. Now he's going to go after Jason Glenn. This is the one that matters for championship points. So I think we are going to see Aaron trying a lot harder here than he did in the heat. Oh, he gets a little tap from Brian. Brian goes right with him. Fourth place is Justin Nyer at the moment. And he's actually got Mark Murphy just behind him in fifth. Then you've got... Whoa! Oh, Kenny Mitchell. Oh, Pete Harrod says, thank you very much. I'll take that down the inside. Gets a cut back, does Kenny. Keeps it nice and tight, but Pete's going to be on the inside for this hairpin. Away he goes. Right, the timing still hasn't sorted itself out yet, but I can tell you that Jason Glenn is your race leader. Where is Alex Sedgwick and where is Ben Kriener? There they are together. Vertex eSports teammates, effectively, these pair. Right, I think it's gradually sorting itself out now. So yes, we should have that as Justin Nyer and Mark Murphy have had moments at the start of this lap, but they're both still together on track, so they're all right. But it's Track Velocity Racing and the Fords at the moment that are doing the job. But look, just behind Aaron Smith, trying to get on this. Chasing down Brian Crowell. You can see it wiggling around on the brakes, just trying to keep traction. Tucks it in so much to the left. Doesn't get quite as good a run over to the right. You can see them just leaning on one corner there as they go through the air. Bit of wiper action as well. The wipers can automatically come on in these cars. Now what you're going to see here is people saving their Joker laps till the end. Pete Harrod has got stuck behind Kenny Mitchell. Alex Sedgwick and Ben Kriener in there. Look at the dust. You cannot see a thing. Oh, Kenny's gone a bit deep. Look at the cars getting mucky now. It looks absolutely brilliant, doesn't it? Sedgwick's going to chuck it up the inside of Pete Harrod, the long Subaru. Oh, and he's done him. Ben Kriener's gone through as well, down the inside. The dirt showing up a lot more obviously on Ben's black machine. Oh, look at that. Cedric sneaks down the inside of Kenny Mitchell, but Kenny says, not in your life, sunshine. Side by side over the jump they go. P. Harrod there with a very bouncy landing. A little bit of door bang. Oh, he's just nerfed him out wide, but look at that. Kriener goes through on his teammate, Alex. Nothing doing there. I think Mark Murphy's just had an issue because he's dropped down a little bit from Justin Nyatt. Aaron Smith is up to second place, by the way, and he's ahead of Brian Crowles. He's got just over a second to catch up to Jason Glenn. Jason takes to the jump once again, although to be fair, Aaron is already catching him. It's 7/10 of a second between those pair. Kriener and Murphy having a battle side by side over the jump. Cedric's going to go through as well. Oh, big door bang. Oh, and Murphy's around. Oh, and he's in the tyres. Oh, and Kenny Mitchell says, hello, mate. How are you? Let's have a look what happened here then. So Mark's gone a bit deep into the second to last corner. Has a bit of a switcheroo with Ben Kriener, but he's sideways and it goes forward off the jump. Hits Alex and again. And then Kenny's just lost it on his own off the jump. Those boys clearly finding out that the Fiesta is not the easiest to drive. Brilliant slide by Mark Murphy there. Whoa, he joined Aaron Smith on 2 wheels. I love Rallycross. It's mental, isn't it? Don't forget to like the videos, by the way, guys, and do subscribe to Vertex eSports and like the page if you haven't already. That's Brian Crowles and Aaron Smith having a right old ding-dong. Aaron's now on the inside, Crowles on the outside. They're going to both try and get a smoother run out of here as possible. This is helping Jason Glenn to run away at the front. He's got 2.5 second lead now. Any Joker laps being completed by anybody? Doesn't look like it. Whoa, that's a lot of air there for Aaron. He really sent that. He really sent that indeed. We'll go on board with Brian Crowles. Look at this. Trying to be as smooth as possible. It's great to watch, isn't it? Absolutely great to watch. Oh, no. Aaron just gets such a better run out of that. Smith does the fastest lap of the race there as well. Ben Kriener's got past Justin Nyatt. Although Justin... Justin. Oh, I don't know whether he was just late on the brakes, but he just biffs Ben Kriener into turn 1. That was so cheeky. That was proper touring car stuff, that. Let's have a look then. So here's Kriener. You can see Justin having one of them almighty lockups that he's had a few of over this race. Ben gets a phenomenal cutback. I don't think there was contact there. And then just... Brilliant. Doesn't look like we're going to get Joker laps. Jason Glenn's on his final lap of the race and Aaron Smith is trying to chase him down. I don't know if he's going to do it in time. I don't think he is. It's close between Naya and Sedgwick. Oh, boys. It's getting messy. It's getting very messy between those boys. Naya doing a great job at defending. Jason Glenn then, only a couple of corners left to go. How's his bottle? It's the final couple of corners then. Checkered flag is about to come out. Gets it tucked in nicely. And Jason Glenn wins round 2 of the Vertex Mixed Bag World Cup. Aaron Smith is second. Brian Crowles is third. And then who is going to be in 4th place? Is it going to be Justin Naya? Is he going to beat Cedric? It looks like it. What's he going to do about Kriener? They've made contact. The two of them floor it. Try and get to the line first. They're bouncing off one another. Who's going to take it? Is it going to be Cedric? It is. Not without contact over the line. Fantastic. I gave it the full Jimmy Carr laugh there and everything. Harrod across the line. Maybe a bit bemused with such a rough evening. Kenny Mitchell then finishes 8th. Mark Murphy, unfortunately, no longer in the race. But Jason Glenn takes the win. Brilliant. Brilliant racing. Absolutely. I loved that. Let's have a look then at what happened between Alex Cedric and Ben Kriener at the end. Because Ben goes past Justin. Justin gives him a little bit of a tap. These guys had such a great battle. Cedric just slots into place, dust everywhere. Back he goes into the left. Now this is where it all goes mad. Because Ben goes way too deep. Oh no, actually this is a lap before the final lap, so it was even time ahead of this. We'll go on board with Ben Carino so you can just see all this that goes on. So Alex is really trying to get past Justin Naya. Oh, and Ben gives him a kiss there. Ben tries it on the outside. Oh, and Ben turns him sideways. Oh, and then the two of them have contact, so that's where they lost the time. Ben sends it in way too deep, gives him a tap. They both absolutely floor it. Oh, big shoulder lead in. And then Ben manages to get it done. Now, I've just had good news, everybody. Very good news. And that is that we're going to get another go, basically. There is your winner of this, Jason Glenn. Aaron Smith second, Brian Crowell's third. And yes, we will we'll drag in the boss man for just a second while it's going on. But Alex, we're going for round 2, are we? So which one of these will count towards the championship points? Will it be that first one?
Well, at Vertex eSports, we're all about professionalism. We're all about obviously having a plan, but plans change, you know. Obviously, normally when we run these races, we're here for an hour and a half, 2 hours, obviously in the same race. So we're done pretty early. We may as well go for a second round, and we'll add in another points round. You know, we'll have both counting for points. So just another little challenge, you know.
Absolutely love that. Absolutely love it. Right then, well, I'll chuck you back in, mate, while you sort the session out, and I'll see you in a few.
Not a problem. Sounds good. There's nothing like a last-minute decision to keep things up.
Indeed, mate. Love it. I'll speak to you in a bit.
Yes.
Well, while we've got a minute then, we are going to go back to the good old thumbnail, and I'm going to jump out the session. But Brian Crowells joins me in the box. Brian, that looked like an absolute ball, mate. What did you make of that?
It really was. It's completely different, and as you might have seen, I am quite rusty at this.
To be fair, mate, you did a better job than I would do as well. But I mean, these cars, they take quite a lot to stay smooth, don't they? Really?
Yeah, I feel like the ground surface changes a lot too during the race. Like one lap you can twist it in there, but the other lap, if you do it, you'll just end up in the fence.
That's the art form that is Rallycross racing, isn't it? Now, Alex has just informed me that we're going to have another round that will also count for points. Now, obviously, you'll be very pleased for your teammate Jason already, but do you think you can go out there and get the win in the second one?
I came into this with a time like a second slower than I was doing in the race, so wherever I come, if I get a podium, I'll be stoked. But I've seemed to be able to catch up with Aaron there, so I'm going to try and pass him and then maybe get a W, but we'll see. We'll try to get ahead of Aaron first.
Well, you've got your sights set on Mr. Smith then, mate. I hope it goes well, and I will obviously be watching, of course, but I will speak to you a little bit later.
Yes, sir.
Cheers. And why not drag in our race 1 of 2 this evening, now we've got the news. Jason Glenn, well done, mate. That looked like a lot of fun.
It was quite good fun. I'm quite chuffed with myself. I'm not very good at these cars. I'm not very good at anything, but that was quite good fun.
Well, you certainly shifted around there, mate. Obviously, the Joker lap situation made it a bit focusing for everybody, but talk to me about that circuit itself, because it seems like it's far from easy. I've seen a number of Rallycross tracks before, but that one seems a real challenge. I didn't actually have any experience of it before tonight. I mean, I've still never driven it, but I say that actually, and I'm on the thumbnail right now, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, the tarmac bit is really hard to figure out. You go barreling in, you know, like you would with any tarmac car, but you almost need to back it up and slow right the way down as if you're crawling pace, and it's all about just getting out the corner. But that first dirt corner, that seems to change between heat to heat. The first one you could the first heat you could kind of drift all the way around, but that final there, it was like as soon as you touched the brakes, the car was sideways. So I nearly caught myself out a couple of times. But No, it's a change. It's good fun. You see everyone driving a wee bit differently, and some folk yank the handbrake and give it big drifts. Some people don't. And yeah, it's good fun.
Well, that's it. It's one of those things where there is a balance between getting the car pitched in, but also being smooth as well. I've been mentioning all evening the Chaslington Touring Car Championship, of course, that I used to run, and you know, that was very much about being smooth because you're on the tarmac the whole time. But when you're on the dirt, you've got to learn not just how the car behaves, but you've got to do it on two different surfaces. So it really does throw in an extra challenge, doesn't it? Yeah,
completely. And especially, you know, with these, we're running as a fixed setup, so we can't do anything to try and make it change for us. Like in the Vertex with the oboes, we can tweak brake bias or something to just make it drive a wee bit different, but this is completely locked. We can't do a thing, so you've got to try and figure out a way to drive the cars, which it seemed to be there in the final. Everyone suddenly found pace and figured out what to do, so the round 2 could be very interesting.
Yeah, that's it. It's all about driver development over the course of the night, but well done. I mean,
thank you very much.
There's a dark blue Fiesta on the thumbnail, so maybe that was some sort of blessing for one of them to take the win. But good luck in the second one, mate, and we'll speak to you again soon.
Thank you very much. Yep, catch you later.
Cheers. Right, guys, it's now time for us to just take a very quick break, just while we get into the second session of the evening. The sim is nearly loaded now, but just need to make sure I stay hydrated and ready for all of this again, really. It's going to be an absolute corker. The weather is a little bit different as well. It looks a little bit hotter this time. But if you bear with me here on Vertex eSports, I, Chaz Draycott, will be back with you in just a few minutes. News just in as well, everybody. Pete Harrod got so excited in that first one that he broke his shifter. So he's unfortunately not going to have the optimal pace here. He's going to have to sort something out for his gears. That's why he would have been going so slowly across the line. Right then, we've actually got back in already, so we may as well crack on. Welcome to the Mixed Bag World Cup. Clearly it doesn't like the track map here at Iowa Speedway. Either that or SDK haven't done one yet. I'm Chaz Draycott, as you know already. And welcome to what is going to be a repeat of the first bit, hopefully, because that was fantastic fun. Aaron Smith, who I had in my head to take the win, didn't. Look at that there. He touched the brakes and it just pitches the car downwards. Complete nosedive. It's great to watch. Now. Haha. Pete has thought, stuff the Subaru. I'm going to get back in the beast. And he's gone into the Fiesta this time. Kenny Mitchell in the Fiesta. We should have some of the other guys joining as well. We've got Brian Crowles, Ben Kriener and Mark Murphy also in the session. We should have Justin Nyer very soon. Now I think there is an issue with the timing around here because Aaron Smith there. Let me just see where they are on track when it starts to do this. But on my timing screen, I'm going to keep an eye on it. It starts to say that they're doing minus figures in the speed. I wonder whether that's when they've just done a certain amount of laps. Because Aaron Smith, when I just took a glance at him then, was doing minus 120 kilometers an hour. Look at this though, it's great to watch these cars, isn't it? They are just, it's an art form getting these cars around here. Big slide, you can see the surface is nowhere near as used like this one. Look how close Aaron is to the walls. Wow. He is so quick though, Aaron. I mean, there's a reason he's the double champion of the Vertex Stock Car Cup. This boy knows what he is doing, everybody. I'll tell you that for free. Completely free. Okay, so we have 8 drivers in the session at the moment. I think the last one we're waiting for is Justin Nyer. He was in the chat with some of the guys, so I expect he'll be in any moment now. We don't have too long of practice left to go, I don't think. Yeah, just a couple of minutes, so hopefully Justin is in very soon. Mark Murphy's back with us, though, for this race. He's not out on session. He's not out on track at the moment, though, so he's just maybe taking a chill pill for a minute. Justin Nyer has just connected as well, so we've got all the guys from the first one in the second one. Now, this is important. The thing is, in this championship, you've got to be in it to win it. And I know that there's a number of drivers that aren't doing every round, but now that this has just become a double-header meeting, this is going to count for some good points for these guys. Not sure whether Alex is going to double it, as in still give the same points but just add another race in, or whether sort of they halve the points that they would normally give for each of these, but we'll see. Lovely pop and bang there from the Fiesta. Pete Harrod clearly a bit more confidence in that thing. He's very good sideways, is Pete. And as daft as that sounds, he's a very good drifter in real life. He used to have a fantastic Lexus. I think it was the IS200. The Toyota Altezza shape. I absolutely loved the thing. It was brilliant. He only lives about a mile or so from me, does Pete. He's a really lovely lad. And a very potent racer as well. So just trying to sort something behind the scenes here. There we go. So we've only got a couple of minutes left then of practice. Kenny Mitchell now jumping through the air. Ben Carina goes second fastest in the session. You can hear all the stones and dirt and muck being flicked up. Crowles has just gone third. They're in a different session, you see. It splits them up. There's his livery loading. But you heard Brian, though. He's looking to go for the W, go for the win in this one. Alex Sedgwick will want better than he had in the first one as well. Fantastic and very entertaining final lap, though, with Ben Carina. I have been told as well that Joker laps are enabled in this second session of the night. So that'll add another bit of spice into these races. We, of course, saw it in the first heat of the night, but after that, the session bugged out and we didn't get them after that. That was Jason Glenn just flying through the Joker lap. I just love watching these things slide around because while they are on a loose surface, they just look like they've got so much grip everywhere they go. They're so entertaining. But Jason clearly a man to beat at the minute. Cedric goes fifth. A number of them have and haven't practiced their Joker laps, you know. And that could definitely play a part in this. You know, if you've been practicing your Joker laps, then you know exactly what to expect when you get to one. But some of the drivers won't have done that. As Jason Klein goes way, way wide. You could just see Alex coming down the banking there in the background. Brian's done the same. You could hear the turbo there whistling at low revs. As that is the end of practice, everybody. And we're now going to go into our second round of qualifying for tonight. Brian's car will disappear any moment now. There you go. Okay. So, lone qualifying. Who's the first man to appear? It's Justin Nyer. Who's going to be the first one to get going? Yeah, it actually says they're doing minus 300 kilometers an hour there. 300, sorry, 130. Yeah, they're still doing minus figures. It's very strange. The timing clearly doesn't like me around here. Although I suppose, actually, it will be doing minus figures because the start line isn't after the jump, is it? Until after the jump. So, yeah, that does make sense, really. Anyway, lone quali then. We'll go on board with Justin Nair in the Subaru. The lone Subaru in this second meeting of the night, effectively. The understeer on the way in. Looks painful, but you kind of want it. You just want the car to slide into the corner effortlessly. There's a weird sort of mix of when you want understeer and oversteer in these things. Look at the acceleration. It's just vile, isn't it? Smooth around there from Justin Nair. Through the right, over the jump. You can't see anything. Crosses the line. And Aaron Smith is fastest. Justin Nair second. 7/10 off him at the moment. Keep having to reload it every time we go to this. Crowell's fourth. Oh, Nair chucking it through there. Who's going to finish a lap? Kenny Mitchell about to cross the line. So is Jason Glenn. Ben Kriener also about to finish. And it's still Aaron Smith fastest at the moment. 7/10 of a second, although Ben Kriener only 1/10 off him there. So it's close between those pair. Have to just readjust my headset for a second there, sorry. Started wearing blue light glasses with a headset, as people may have seen on my Instagram. And they are severely uncomfortable, so I have the glasses at a very strange angle to to get it moving. Jason Glenn improves, but he's 5th fastest at the moment. Pete Harrod for Pure Sims working his way round. I think you get 3 laps, not 2. Either that or Pete is using this as practice. He crosses the line. Yeah, that must be it. Just the 2 laps that you get. He's practicing his Joker lap. Scary through there, that is. Here's Kenny Mitchell coming to cross the line. Through the air with a big red roll cage in the Cam-E Motorsport Fiesta with the Racing for Luby logos all over it. See even the body roll of these cars, obviously they are on rally suspension, so it's nice and soft, nice and tall. But oh, such a narrow car is the Fiesta, even with that big arch kit on it. It's a great looking car. With that short wheelbase though, it always just seems to be the one to have. But he crosses the line. Justin Nair is still parked just there. As Kenny has a moment, gets going again. Over the bump he goes. Just coasting around now, really. And now gets back on with it. Cocks a wheel. The right rear. And now it's going to be the left rear as it comes off the ground. Nice little slide into the corner. Good showmanship. I like how he's faded the windscreen banner into the roof. Looks quite nice. He's always had good liveries as Kenny Mitchell. Over the jump he goes again. He's just making the most of the session here is Kenny Mitchell, but I think that's going to be it for quali. And it's Aaron Smith and Ben Kriener that are the 2 fastest at the moment. And it's going to stay that way for the first heat. So here we go. Aaron Smith on pole. Justin Nair alongside him. Then it's race 1 winner Jason Glenn with his teammate Brian Crowells. All 3 Track Velocity Racing drivers in this race. Mark Murphy joins them 5th on the grid. So, heat 1 of race 2 of the night. Green flag, green flag. Gets underway. 2 by 2 they go. Mark Murphy left behind a little bit at the back. Look at Justin Nyer hanging the Subaru around the outside. It's not going to work though. Jason Glenn up into second place. They all slide into the hairpin for the first time. Brian had to wait there. And look, a lot of them doing the Joker lap on the first lap to get that initial advantage. Aaron Smith, one of them. They've gained so much time on some of them here. Look at Jason Glenn there sideways, same as Brian Crowles. Justin Nyer and Mark Murphy obviously a lot further back because they didn't take that Joker lap, but they will gain that time back again. There they go through there on the right. And look at that. Whoa, Justin Nyer and Brian Crowell's getting very close together on the exit of the Joker lap. But look at that, down the inside by Mark Murphy. Plows into the side of him. Oh, and he's done himself over. Brian carries on. Mark bounced off the side of that Fiesta. Oh, he's going to bounce off that. Oh, no. It's gone from bad to worse for Mark Murphy. And I think that's him out of the race, unfortunately. It was a big old hit. But now these guys have thrown the surprise of what happens on a Joker lap out of the door early. Justin Nyer in third place at the moment, though. Don't forget, this is to effectively figure out the feature race grid, which I've been told, I've had a message from Alex that we may have to swap sessions again because it doesn't want to take all the drivers into the final. Now they've got Joker laps running, but we'll have to see what happens after that. More updates as we get them, everybody. But work with us on this, be patient, and we'll give you the entertainment. But thank you for everybody that's been watching so far. I'm Chaz Draycott, your host for the Vertex Mixed Bag World Cup here on Vertex eSports, and I really do hope you are enjoying the show. Got some fantastic racing underway. And for the rest of this championship, we've still got a hell of a lot more interesting cars and track combos. The next race meeting after this in 2 weeks' time is going to be NASCAR Cup cars at New Hampshire. So right on the opposite end of the spectrum here compared to these crazy rally cars, or Rallycross cars. Let's give them their proper title. There goes Aaron Smith. There goes Jason Glenn. Bit of a lower jump from Jason. And Justin got quite the bounce there. Oh, Brian gets so close to the back of him. Look at that. Just floating sideways all the way around. There's Brian. Oh, he's floating in the air now. Never mind that. Long, long drift by Brian Crowles. You've got to give him points for style. But it's not got him any pace to go forward. Jason Glenn was being chased down by Aaron Smith in the first one. Aaron, I think, slowed down to let some people pass, but he's not doing that this time. He knows that championship points are at stake when it comes to the final race of the night. And if there's anybody that likes championship points and is good at collecting them, it is this man, Aaron Smith. Big bounce as they go up onto the banking. Oh, Crowles has had a big one. Gets going again. Looks like the car's a bit broken. Let's have a look what happened. Is he just going to hit one of the curbs? Oh, no, he's rolled it over. Oh, wow, and it's a multiple roll as well. Aaron Smith is on the final lap of the race now then. Jason Glenn still trying to chase him down. Can't do anything of it yet. Justin Nyer will hold on to third place, although he's had his own issue partway around this lap, you know. Either way, it's Vertex Stock Car Cup champion Aaron Smith that takes the first heat of the second iteration of this evening's racing. Jason Glenn finishes second. Great drive. Justin Nair had his moment. He crosses the line in third place. Brian Krause is going to be fourth after that monumental accident that we saw. And he will round out the field. Unfortunately, Mark Murphy not finishing the race after that big incident again earlier on. As Brian lights up, he very quickly disappears because we get the grid for the second one. Ben Kriener, Pete Harrod, Alex Sedgwick and Kenny Mitchell. Again, another absolute all-star lineup if you ask me. Right then, we'll have to get a look in at these boys very quickly. And here we go.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag indeed from the spotter. Pete Harrod in the Fiesta this time, not the Subaru. But it's two Beetles against two Fiestas. Sedgwick goes in a little bit deep. Manages to stick it down the inside though, good stuff. Pete's on the inside for this. Bit sideways, Alex goes a bit too hot into there. Kenny Mitchell gives Pete a push of encouragement through there. Who's going to go for the Joker first time round? Both of the Vertex eSports Beetles go for it. So Ben Kriener and Alex both using that early on. So Pete and Kenny are going to stick together in their two Fiestas. Now they've seen all the other drivers shortening this run as much as possible. Look at the body language of these cars. Look at that. Oh, it may not have worked for him, but Kenny Mitchell certainly with the style points there. He was almost like he knew that we were on the gearbox cam from Pete Harrod. Kriener still leads the race. Sedgwick second. Alex going to try and close in on him, but doesn't look like he can do much about it yet. Very little experience in these cars from what I know for Alex. But now they've completed that Joker, they have a huge advantage over the other guys, who are now 2.8 seconds apart as things stand. And timing has now worked. It's when they do about 2 laps that it works, when they get onto the third lap of the race, so we're all good. But when will these Joker laps get completed by these boys? Oh, there you go. Well, Kenny's just done his, clearly. So that is the gap now. That's the representative gap from Mitchell to Sedgwick. Has Pete Harrod been able to gain any time on these boys? Doesn't look like it because Ben Kriener, although he's coming through to here. Pete's not gone for it yet, but you can see what the gap would be. You can see that Ben is past the exit of that Joker lap. But I would say, you know, that Pete could probably get ahead of Sedgwick if he keeps the pace up. So we'll have to keep an eye on the Pure Sims driver. He did a 37.95 last time round. Sedgwick did a 37.96. So it's very close. 37.84 for Alex. What's Pete going to have done this time? 38.9 for Kenny Mitchell. So Pete, 38.2, so not as quick. He's still just keeping it on the straight and narrow. No Joker laps yet. I'm not sure how much experience he has in the Fiesta, Pete, but seems to be making it work so far compared to the Subaru. Runs out wide, but then gets a slingshot back down the hill. 37.3 for Kriener. A 39 for Alex. Now that's going to be important. It's going to make the big difference. Mitchell does a 38.4. Is Harrod in the 37s? 38.2. So he's 8 tenths quicker than Alex that time. That's a Joker. Now where's Sedgwick going to be? Here he comes. There goes Pete. Pete goes through into second place. Great stuff. That 8 tenths difference is now 9 tenths between the two of them. So Pete obviously saw that difference in time. Either that or he just guessed right. And he's jumped up into second place. That leaves Kenny Mitchell down in car 4, P4 at the moment. But you never know what could happen here. Sedgwick is not going to take that line down. In Herbie, of all things. You want a plucky race car? You want Herbie. Look at the amount of steering lock you have to put on in these cars, though, to make it work. Pete just cocking the rear wheel again off that. Ben Crean has been doing a great job so far in this race, though. He's only got one more lap to go. White flag is in the air for Ben Creaner. It's going to put him right near the front with Aaron Smith for that final race, or is it a big drift there? The gap is now less than 8 tenths of a second, or it was. It's actually just gone up to a second on exit between Harrod and Sedgwick. I don't know if Alex is going to be able to do enough to overtake him. Depends on how neat and tidy Pete keeps it at the end of this, but just in front of them, Ben Creaner. He's getting a bit of a drift on as well to show off. Takes the win in the second heat of the night. Brilliant stuff for Ben Creaner. Big bounce and a jump across the line. And Pete Harrod holds on to second. Really good performance there. Sedgwick third. Big driftaroos at the end. And Kenny Mitchell finishes in 4th place. So, we do have the warm-up session. We're just going to see what the story is with the guys getting into the feature. Just going to communicate with Alex just to see if they know who is in the feature and who isn't. I love the sounds of these things. Absolutely love them. There was a reason that I had them for a touring car championship. Okay, all is good with this session apparently from Alex, so they are going to stick with it. So we will get our feature race. Brilliant news. Brilliant news for Aaron Smith as well. He's put the effort in to qualify on pole. Wins his heat. And now he just needs to get the job done and complete the evening. Look at the jump there. Absolutely epic, isn't it? I wonder what the cameras are like elsewhere for that jump. Oh, Aaron having a bit of a blink there with his internet. I'm going to wait and see who completes a lap and get a bit of a slow-mo of the jump. It may be quite far away, but here you go. You ready? Look at the air that they get. Dirt and muck being flicked up everywhere. Now, Aaron, you see there, he hit the brakes, which brought the car back down to earth. And it pointed the nose down. And that does work. If you do it too aggressively and too much, then the car will nose plant the ground. Nose dive into the ground, I should say, and you will lose either some bodywork or some functionality in your suspension, at least. Don't forget to like and subscribe, though, guys, to Vertex eSports. Trying to make a really good push for the broadcasts and for our outreach this season. And if you are intrigued in getting involved in the championship, go to vertexesports.com, where you'll find, other than me trying to put hiccups at bay, you'll find more information on the championship and the services we provide. And even check out Vertex VIP as well, and Vertex simulators. We do offer simulator packages as well. Some real top-end stuff. But also affordable options for people, so you can customise it and contact us about what you want from your sim and get a package tailored around you, so do check it out. And Vertex VIP as well. We'll be doing real-world track days, which has been great fun to be a part of. I actually went to one in December last year at Donington Park and had the joy. Obviously, it's not really something that everybody will get, I'm afraid, but spoke to the guys at Into Racing and got a ride in a Porsche GT4 car, the Cayman GT4, the actual race car as well. Unbelievable experience. Look at this, Pete Harrod hard on the handbrake. He may have broken his shifter, but he's not broken his handbrake. Oh. Come on, Pete. Oh, it doesn't want to change gear, does it? Is it stuck in second? Yeah, he's decided to pull it over. Oh, Justin Naya with the style points off the jump. There's a wheelie there. Oh, Eds! Aaron Smith there coming to give him a little bit of a kiss at the end of the session. We've got just over a minute left of this warm-up session then, guys, before we go into the feature race. Who's your money on? Who do you reckon we're going to see take the win in this one? The guys all now just chilling out, I think. Although, no, we've got some more guys out on track. Brian Crowell's out there in his Fiesta. And you'll see that this car does not go in the direction that it points most of the time. Look. Sideways as can be. Into the final couple of corners then goes Brian Crowell's. And here we go over the jump. Whoa, a bit of a lean towards the bridge on the left-hand side there, or at least the gantry as they probably call it. Lovely stuff. Only a matter of seconds now before we get to the second feature race of the evening. Who's your money on, guys? Go on, let us know. Who is your money on? Right then, we'll have a grid. Or I hope we will. There you go, Aaron Smith from Ben Creaner, Jason Glenn and Pete Harrod on the second row. Justin Nyer is in 5th place with Alex Cedric alongside him. Then it's Brian Crowells and Kenny Mitchell with Mark Murphy taking to the back of the grid. Or at least I hope he will be. We should see him very shortly, but no, it seems not. So we've got 8 cars for the final race of the night. Who's going to take this one?
Green, green, green.
Green, green, green indeed. Almost a wheelie off the line by Ben Creaner. Pete Harrod squashed in the middle. Oh, Jason Glenn's been smacked into by Justin Nyer, his teammate. Oh, Justin's been turned by Brian, and Alex has been turned as well. Alex is around on the left-hand side. Justin comes over to console him. Kenny Mitchell gets going, but Aaron Smith has a freebie out front. Ben Creaner goes with him on that lap. The Joker lap, I should say. Oh, Ben kissing the wall there. Jason Glenn leads the rest of them. He's got Brian Crowells behind him, then Pete Harrod. He got a bit mucky in those first couple of corners. It was Justin Nyer and Kenny Mitchell got involved in it as well. Kenny's lost quite a bit of time. Although I think actually Kenny's done his Joker lap. As well as Aaron and Ben. He has, yeah, Mitchell in 3rd place. Through the right-hander he goes. And we're back with you, everybody. Apologies about that there. First blip in the internet I've had for quite a while, actually. Aaron Smith then still leads the way. Doing an absolutely phenomenal job. Big, long, smooth turns every single corner for Aaron Smith. The positions have stayed quite stable since the little drop out there. And everybody is trying to keep their calm, but Justin Nyer, oh, look at that cutback by Alex Cedric down the inside. Lovely stuff by Alex. He read the situation and through he goes. Now Ben Creaner is only just ahead of Jason Glenn at this point. Jason Glenn showing some true pace in this car. He might start racing it more often. Ben not able to get away at this point though. Out of those that have done Joker laps, Pete Harrod is the only driver that hasn't. He's currently in 8th position. 2.6 seconds off the back of Justin Nyer, who's still with Alex Cedric. Don't forget that it has been said that these also count towards championship points. Or I say these, you know, this feature race. So we'll have to wait and see when Pete is going to do this. 14 laps this feature race, so a bit longer than the previous one. So more time for it to go right and more time for it to go wrong. Big sideways moment for Pete. Still no Joker lap. He's going to save it to the end, I think. He's just going to see what he can do on the conventional circuit without said Joker. Alex isn't able to get away from Justin Naya at this point, you know. Subaru may look mucky at the front, but it's certainly still quick. Looks very menacing, doesn't it? The Subaru Pretzel. Look at that through the air. Fantastic. Oh, Alex has lost it. Alex has completely been... Oh, is it Kenny Mitchell? Kenny Mitchell involved. So Kenny had a poor exit. Oh, and as they've landed, Kenny's gone right. There's been a tap. I was going to say, it seemed like Alex lost it quite suddenly. And Justin Naya finds himself in 5th place now. He'll be laughing his head off after that one. Pete Harrod, still no Joker lap from him either, so he could gain some places out of this. Brian Crowles is 4th. Look at the difference, though. It's 11 seconds between Brian and Justin. Justin's just trying to take it a bit smoothly around there, it seems. Around that first corner, he's understeering wide quite a lot. Pete does a bit of the same, hits some of the curbs. But out front, Aaron Smith now, behind his usual sparring partner in the Vertex Stock Car Cup, Alex Cedric. But not for position for the first time in a long time. Alex gives way. Nice and polite. Ben Kriener is there as well, so it looks like it's a good night for the Volkswagen Beetles, really, up front. Although we had Jason Glenn and his Fiesta win the first race of the evening, or the first feature race at least. 3rd place at the minute. That'll be good for a big haul of points for Jason. Now, when's Pete Harrod going to do this Joker? I'm wondering whether in the little internet dropout that I had there, whether we've actually missed Pete's lap and whether that has included his Joker, but we'll have to see. Only a couple of laps left to do it as well. Aaron Smith is now on his 12th lap of the race, nearly halfway around his 12th lap of the race actually, just coming onto the banking again. Jason Glenn is within a second of Ben Kriener here. He's getting right with him. Harrod has got past Crowles, so that'll be the Joker lap completed for Pete Harrod. Jumps up into 4th place. Gets a really big jump on Brian. Now, what's going to happen here? Oh, Ben has definitely cut that. I'm not sure whether he'll get a slowdown or anything for that. I have seen slowdown penalties given for hitting those curves with all of the car. Look how mucky they are. It looks brilliant, doesn't it? iRacing have done a nice job at modelling that. I think Jason could potentially do this, you know. He's just got to keep Ben under pressure for this last lap of the race. But Aaron Smith onto the final lap, then leading the way. It's going to be a big haul of points for Aaron. We need to just keep our attentions on this though, because Jason is closing. He's alongside. Oh! Ben tries to cover him off, and there is contact. Jason cracks on. That's on Ben for me. Jason put his nose down the inside, made his intentions clear. Ben continued to come across, and he paid the price. But Aaron Smith, your reigning Vertex Stock Car Cup champion, takes the win at Iowa in the 2nd feature race of the evening. Great job from him. Jason Glenn crosses the line 2nd, and Ben Kriener is going to finish 3rd. After that rather controversial contact, Pete Harrod will be in 4th place. Great job from Pete. Let's just have a quick look back at this. So you'll see Ben gets an initial great run through here. And then Jason gets the cutback there. Clips the curb, but it soaks it up nicely. Now Ben can go to the left here, but he's still turning right. He wants to cover that. I think he's actually just drifted into him. I think he might have pushed it that hard that he just did drift into the side of Jason. They both got lucky not to get humongous slowdowns from that, but they crack on. And Aaron Smith is your feature race winner for the 2nd time tonight. Although I say the 2nd time, I mean the 2nd feature. Big drifteroo. Oh, nice. Lovely stuff from Aaron Smith. So we'll give you the official race results then. Aaron Smith takes the win. Jason Glenn in 2nd place, 4.7 seconds back. 8.7 seconds back in the end was Ben Kriener. Pete Harrod finishes in 4th place for Pure Sims. Did much better in the Fiesta than the Subaru, didn't he? Brian Crowles finishes 5th, with Justin Naya, his teammate, in 6th. Then we have Kenny Mitchell. Unfortunately, Alex Sedgwick 3 laps down by the end after having a very tough evening, and same goes for Mark Murphy. He has not had a smooth ride as what I think may have been an introduction into Rallycross. We'll hopefully grab some interviews with the guys in just a moment. But wow, what a fantastic race that was, and plenty of fun. Really enjoyed myself with that one. And we'll start by speaking to the man that, well, won. There's no other words for it. He's used to winning, but Aaron Smith joins me in the box. You must be really pleased with that, Aaron. That looked like a right good laugh.
Yeah, it was a fun race, or fun set of races, rather. The first one didn't go too well for us, but we came out of it pretty well, and fortunately we got the win this time around.
Did you have much experience of Rallycross cars coming into this? Is it something you've done before?
Yeah, I raced a little bit back in, I think it was around 2018, 2019, when a couple of my friends were putting up a league for it, but since then I haven't had very much experience with it. But fortunately, that experience from back then played out pretty well for us.
Yeah, it did indeed. And a lot of it is about survival. I mean, in slow motion there, we've just seen Jason Glenn get rammed and the whole field run wide behind you at turn 1 from that race. But you really do have to have your wits about you in these things, because they've got such strange behavioural traits, haven't they?
I felt completely different in race trim than in practice and qualifying. Because every time I'd go through turn 1, it would over-rotate, and I'd have to either counter steer or just let it go and then get to the pavement and see if I could get back going. But yeah, it was a riot.
Certainly looked like it, mate, and obviously helps your championship as well, as most of your races do. But even still, plenty of fun to watch again. Very well done on the win. And is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to while you're here?
Yeah, I'd like to thank the folks at Vertex for putting this show on. Y'all for broadcast. Everyone for watching. Looking forward to next week, or 2 weeks from now, rather. I think we're doing the NASCAR cars next.
We are indeed, and I expect a win from you.
It'll be tough, but I'll try.
Great stuff. Pleasure to speak to you as ever, Aaron. Well done, mate. See you soon.
All right, thank you.
He's such a lovely guy, Aaron. He's absolutely brilliant. Always a good laugh to speak to him, and he's just, always game for a chat. Someone else that is as well, that might be after that one, Ben Kriener. You had a very lively last few laps in both of those feature races there. Talk us through it.
I don't really know, mate. What I can tell you is that I never want to touch one of these cars again. They're horrific. But that was a good laugh. I enjoyed it, to be fair. And these guys, they're all a good bunch of guys, but I don't think luck was on my side. And I don't think the track velocity guys liked me very much, because I had, one way or another, either being off the road or facing the wrong way from all 3 of them tonight. But, no, it's a good laugh, and I like those guys. They're all really good guys. But it's really ironic I managed to hit all 3 of them, which is brilliant. And the only other person I hit was Alex. But nah, it was a good laugh, to be fair. I really enjoyed it. It's not often do I come up the race thinking I've done really badly there, but I've got a massive grin on my face. So, it could, all things considered, it could have gone a lot worse.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we just had slow-mo there of you going through the air. I mean, it's quite crazy, the performance of these cars, isn't it? The way they just pitch out of a corner, and just, I mean, I know that Hans Joachim Stuck mentioned it about the Audi 90 GTO when it came out on iRacing. It's like a rubber band. You just point it where you want, and it just goes out of a corner, doesn't it?
It does, and it's ridiculous, and it's quite hard to adjust to, especially with the 4-wheel drive, because when the front diff hooks up, it almost feels like an overweight touring car at that point, and you just sort of feel like you're along for the ride, which is very, very interesting, especially when you're running on, a completely ghetto-like setup where I am, where I've got pedals botched together, I've got a clutch pedal as a brake, and I've got 4th gear as a handbrake, which is brilliant, and it makes it even better. But I mean, I can't stop laughing to myself. I've been laughing this entire night, which is great, and all the guys are absolutely fantastic. But I don't think I'll be getting back on one of these cars anytime soon. I like tarmac and I like having grip, and I think I'm going to keep it that way.
Fair play, mate, fair play. It's a good strategy in fairness, but well done tonight either way, mate. Still some good points on the board for the championship. And is there anyone you want to give a shout out to?
No one out of the ordinary, mate, it's just Vertex, everything to do with them, obviously yourself for the broadcasts, and it's just these guys are putting on a good show, you guys are putting on a good show. And it's a pleasure to be a part of it, and I'm looking forward to. I actually haven't checked what the next event is, but I'm looking forward to wherever it may be, because I'm sure it'll be absolute chaos, but an awful lot of fun in the process.
NASCAR Cup cars at New Hampshire.
Okay, I take that back. I hate New Hampshire. I love the Cup cars, but I don't like New Hampshire.
Well,
Of all the ovals he could have picked, he picked like the worst one. But I think it'll be a fun race. The phrase "slide job" might come in handy a few times. I think at a track like New Hampshire. So I'm looking forward to that either way.
cracking stuff, mate. Well, good to speak to you as ever, Ben. Well done tonight, mate, and we'll see you very soon.
Cheers, mate. I'll see you in a bit.
Cheers, buddy. And to round things out, we'll speak to the boss man himself, who didn't have the easiest of nights either. Alex, that looked like you were definitely in the wars, but it looked like a hell of a lot of fun at the same time. How did you find that?
Yeah, my master plan didn't go very well. I did the whole let's just do another round to try and get some points back up, and it kind of went even worse. But yeah, just unfortunate. Obviously caught up in kind of start crashes both times. Just too many cars and not enough space. So yeah, a shame to kind of not be able to get to be able to have a proper race in the finals. But no matter what, a lot of fun, and obviously something super different. 99.9% of my time on iRacing is in a stock car, so it's just nice to do something different and obviously figure things out once again.
Well, it certainly looked like a right laugh, mate. A hell of a circuit and a hell of a car as well. I mean, I was just saying to Ben there, you just sort of point these cars where you want them to go and just put your foot down, and they just fling off in some direction, don't they? It's just, they've got a bit of unpredictability about them, but when you hook it up, they feel brilliant, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. They're very sort of numb, which I don't know whether it's because of the four-wheel drive system or whatever, but you kind of, you have to hope you've angled it correctly, get on the power and go for it. And obviously if you wait too long, you can't really you have to be patient to a degree, but if you're too patient, you're just off the throttle for too long, and you get a lot of understeer, and you lose time that way anyway. So you're kind of always fighting the balance between aggression and getting the most out of it, especially in these short races, but also obviously having enough patience, enough, I guess, finesse to allow the car to grip, allow the car to rotate, and not just understeer your way off the track on the everywhere.
Well, it's certainly a punishing type of motorsport if you get it wrong, but it certainly looked like a lot of fun either way. And obviously, next time round, we're in a bit more of a familiar area for you, a bit more of a natural environment with the Cup cars at New Hampshire. How are you feeling about going there?
Yeah, we're all good with that one. I know what I'm doing for New Hampshire.
I don't so.
Good, I know. Yeah, it'll be good fun. Obviously, a track that, although obviously we've done a lot of stock car stuff in the past, it's a new track to us. It's not one we've run on before, and likewise we've not used the current Cup car before. So it'll be a cool combination. Obviously we're using the 750 horsepower package, so big power, a fairly short, tight, mile track. So it'll be all about tire management and looking after things for the long run, and it'll be the complete opposite to this pretty much.
Well, I certainly look forward to it either way, mate. It's been a lot of fun tonight, and a good turnaround as well from having the second race as well. Certainly spice things up. But before we let you go, is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to?
Same as always, yourself, obviously everyone competing, everyone watching as well. Obviously hope they're enjoying the kind of bit of a different series we've got going on now, and just thank you for supporting it. Thank you for obviously being a part of it, interacting in the chats on the streams, and if there's anyone out there that wants to jump in, especially now that we're through Rallycross and the smaller grid options, obviously for the NASCAR races, and we've got plenty of others coming up with V8 supercars, Pro 4 trucks, can't even remember what else we've got, but some exciting stuff that if you want to get involved, even if it's just for one round, have a look at our website, and the opportunity to do so is there.
It certainly is, mate. Smashing stuff. Well, great to speak to you as always, Alex. Thank you very much, mate. Pleasure to be a part of it, and I'll speak to you again very soon.
Good. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Well, there you go, everybody. Another round of the Vertex Mixed Bag World Cup under our belts, and what an exciting round it was as well. Jason Glenn takes the win in the first feature race of the evening, and then we switch over to a second race meeting, which also adds to the championship points, and we see Aaron Smith take the title in that one. I believe he came out of this as the highest scorer, finishing second in the first one, winning the second one. Jason Glenn actually would have tied with him on points, so never mind, the pair of them doing a wonderful job. I was just thinking Jason finished third in the second one, but he didn't. He beat Ben Creaner at the end, so shut up, Chaz. Probably a good note to end that on, though. Thank you, everyone, for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure. I've been Chaz Draycott. This has been Vertex Esports and the Vertex Mixed Bag World Cup. Join us in 2 weeks' time at New Hampshire for the NASCAR Cup cars. If you are interested in getting involved, head over to vertexesports.com and take a look there. We hope to see you on the grid sometime soon. But for now, have a wonderful evening. Enjoy yourselves. And I'll see you again very soon. Good night.